Mr. Cain, same question.
Let's cut to the chase. This is what business people do and politicians don't do. Here's how I would fix this economy. First, eliminate the current tax code. It is a drain on entrepreneurs. It's the biggest barrier that's holding this economy back. And what I would do is to propose a bold plan, which I've already released. I call it my 999 economic growth plan. Throw out the current tax code, a 9% tax on corporate income, a 9% tax on personal income, and a 9% national sales tax. If 10% is good enough for God, 9% ought to be good enough for the federal government. This would replace all federal income taxes. It'll replace all federal income taxes. It will also replace the payroll tax, so everybody gets some skin in the game, and it replaces the capital gains tax. This economy is on life support. We do not need a solution that just trims around the edges. This is a bold plan and a bold solution. Additionally, with something as simple as 999, it gives us an easy mechanism to go after help those cities that are the most blighted in terms of empowerment zones. And we can modify that very easily versus the current code.
Mr. Cain, thank you.
Speaker Gingrich, it sounds like we've got a genuine philosophical disagreement. In Massachusetts, a mandate, almost no one uninsured. In Texas, a more limited approach, about a quarter uninsured. Who's got the better end of this argument?
Well, I'm frankly not interested in your effort to get Republicans fighting each other.
But Speaker Gingrich, we've got a choice. I'm not interested in a fight, but we've got a choice between an individual mandate and not. So anyway, go ahead.
You would like to puff this up into some giant thing. The fact is, every person up here understands Obamacare is a disaster. It is a disaster procedurally. It was rammed through after they lost Teddy Kennedy's seat in Massachusetts. It was written badly. It was never reconciled. It can't be implemented. It is killing this economy. And if this president had any concern for working Americans, he'd walk in Thursday night and ask us to repeal it because it's a monstrosity. Every person up here agrees with that.
Right.
And let me just say, since I still have a little time left, let me just say.
Sure.
I, for one, and I hope all of my friends up here, are going to repudiate every effort of the news media to get Republicans to fight each other to protect Barack Obama, who deserves to be defeated, and all of us are committed as a team. Whoever the nominee is, we are all for defeating Barack Obama.
Mr. Cain, I'd like you to get in this, but my understanding of why conservatives don't like the Obama plan, the individual mandate, is at the heart of it. So this is a genuine philosophical disagreement that I'd like your view on. Is the individual mandate ever justified at the state level or the federal level?
No. An individual mandate to buy something is not constitutional. Now, back in the early 1990s, I worked with Speaker Gingrich to fight Hillary Care. I have been outspoken fighting Obamacare, which needs to be repealed. Now I'm running against Romney Care. Neither one of them works. Here's what I would do. Let's pass patient-centered, market-driven reforms. Loser pay laws. Some people call it tort reform. Loser pay laws. Let's expand medical savings accounts versus what the president did in Obamacare. He shrunk health savings accounts. Let's allow association health plans. When I ran the National Restaurant Association, today it has 14 million people. We wanted to put together a plan that would be tailored to the constituency of that industry. We could not do it. We would have been able to do it cheaper and cover more people if we didn't have the restrictions that are out there today that are preventing the free market from bringing down costs and increasing access.
Mr. Cain, thank you.
John, I think the American people would like to hear a solution.
Okay.
Do you want to hear some more rhetoric, or you want to hear a solution? I happen to believe that, yes, Social Security, it needs fixing, not continuing to talk about it. I believe in the Chilean model, where you give a personal retirement account option so we can move this society from an entitlement society to an empowerment society. Chile had a broken system the way we did 30 years ago. The worker was paying 28 cents on a dollar into a broken system. They finally awakened and put in a system where the younger workers could have a choice. Novel idea. Give them a choice with an account with their name on it, and over time, we would eliminate the current broken system that we have. That is a solution to the problem, rather than continuing to talk about how broken it is. Let's just fix it using the Chilean model.
Thank you.
Mr. Cain, along these same lines, Majority Leader Eric Cantor has said that federal disaster aid, this has been a big discussion of late, shouldn't be given out unless there are kind of concurrent spending cuts to offset the cost. Do you join in on that?
I believe that there's enough money to go around, and I believe that, yes, you can find the concurrent spending cuts in order to be able to do that. No, don't eliminate FEMA. Let's fix FEMA. Let's fix Homeland Security. There's a responsible way for the federal government to do the things that it should do. Running organizations like the TSA, I would agree with Representative Paul. No. Having the federal government responsible for trying to micromanage Medicare? No. Trying to micromanage education? No. The federal government is not good at micromanaging anything. This is why I believe in empowering the states to do more and limit what the federal government does with regard to those kinds of programs.
Mr. Cain.
Let's make sure. Let's solve all of the problems. It's not one problem. I do believe we can secure the border with a combination of boots on the ground, technology, and a fence. But we got three other problems. And to get to we got to secure the border. Secondly, let's promote the path to citizenship that's already there. We don't need a new one. We just need to clean up the bureaucracy that's slowing the process down and discouraging people. Third thing we need to do, enforce the laws that are there. And the way we do it, empower the states. I believe that the people closest to the problem are the best ones to be able to solve that problem. Empower the states to do what the federal government hasn't done, can't do, and won't do. This is how we solve the entire problem.
Mr. Cain, I'd like to get you in this tax discussion we've had recently.
Yes.
The General Electric Corporation last year, there's a prominent case, made $14.2 billion in profits worldwide, but paid no U.S. taxes. Perfectly legal. But does it strike you as fair?
This is why I have proposed my 999 plan. The government needs to get out of the business of picking winners and losers. The government needs to get out of the business of trying to figure out who gets a tax break here, who gets a tax break there. When you go to 999, it levels the playing field for all businesses. What a novel idea. And the government won't be in the business of trying to determine who's going to be able to make money and pay no taxes and vice versa. Secondly, this recession is the worst recession since the Great Depression. If the recovery that this administration claims would just tie for last place, we would have another 6 million jobs. If it would tie for the recovery that took place in the 80s under President Reagan, we'd have 12 million more jobs out there, which would be music to the ears of the 14 million people looking for jobs. The president simply does not understand that the business sector is the engine for economic